Hello and welcome to whatever time and space that you're in. I am here in the mid to late afternoon in the wolf moon in deep winter, and I'm here in the yurt that I live in, on the farm that I live in, on an island in the Pacific Northwest. I'm here, and my dogs sometimes come in and out and need things. They're older, and one of them is blind, one of them is deaf, so sometimes I'm with them and I need to stop and attend to them during class. That's why I bring it up. So you might see them skirt through. Whatever time and place that you're in, I welcome you to use this resource however you would like to. That means the point is to do some independent study. The point is to be able to be guided through movements or an offering and decide how you're going to practice your own sovereignty within that work or within that action. So you could always stop the video, you could repeat something, you could just do 10 minutes at a time over the course of 2 weeks, you could, etc. and so on. Feel free to modify to variate postures if you have props or like using them. It's one of the other gifts about, we don't have to rush to get in and out of something. You can always, hit pause. Give yourself permission to listen to that. I think sometimes we get stuck in a situation where someone's offering us something and it doesn't make sense for us. And so we're just sort of, beating ourselves against the wall again and again. So it's okay to take the door to the left, to turn around and go a different direction, to decide that maybe this isn't for you today, or just to do it in a way that is different for you and liberate yourself in that direction. The point of schooling ourselves in liberation is really to give ourselves this opportunity to practice being in process, which means that nothing will ever be the same as it was before, right? Even when we're repeating. So having said that, I'm here in this waxing moon phase towards the full moon. In dark winter, there's often this desire to become warm and to sort of warm the body up and think from the inside out. But I wanted to offer the idea that these sensory experiences, like warm and cold, like the change of the season, the length of the night, the brightness of the moon, right? The moon reflects the light of the sun, right? And we reflect the light of the sun and the moon. We also are able to sort of reflect on ourselves and reflect on our experiences. And so as you do the work, be kind to yourself. And I'll offer again and again that you might draw your awareness back to the mental practice, to the practice of paying attention to how things really are. All right, I'm going to head back to the mat. You're welcome to start. You could be on a mat or on a rug or maybe on the floor. You could be in a seat. You're welcome to sit on a chair, start in a posture. I'm going to suggest a little ritual at the beginning, which is uniting with 3 rounds of the seed sound of Om. Our Om is a secular chant, acknowledge the interconnection between all things, metaphysical and physical, real and unreal, in this time and all other times. For any reason at all, oming or chanting isn't for you, it's always okay not to, right? To own that for yourself in your own way. You might even cultivate a different ritual or find a relationship with this one that makes sense for you. You could close your eyes and let your hands rest in relative neutral, fold them into a gesture, a mudra of importance to you. This warms up our breathing apparatus, our glottis, our vocal cords, for our ujjayi breath, the breath that we'll do throughout this flowing practice. To prepare the energetic channel, take a big deep inhale in through your nose. And open your mouth to exhale, HA. Inhale, prepare to Om. Take a long inhale in through your nose and a slow exhale out. Begin to breathe in and out through your nose, long and slow, smooth and ujjayi means upward, victorious, or liberating breath. Really, any form of physical asana practice will be breathing in a deep and intentional way, paying attention and knowing the breath. Focus on your exhales. You have a little more neuromuscular control over the exhalation than the inhalation. Come forward for a moment in the hands and knees position, tabletop. You can stack your shoulders over your wrists, your hips over your knees. Inhale to cow pose, lift your chin and tail, and exhale to cat. I think I mentioned my name is Alyssa. I use they, them pronouns. Sometimes she, her, he, him if we know each other well. And as you undulate your spine, you might consider for a moment that you could let yourself be full in your identity and also vacant in it. Inhaling to lift your chin and tail, exhale to tuck and round. And try to lead as you do these two actions, inhaling and exhaling from your middle back or your tail, as opposed to from your head or your chin or your neck. Let those points come along for the ride. And you could always do this as you continue in a seat. Or from a different vestige point. We're going to work on our hips today. So inhale, curl your toes under, lift your knees and hips up and back. Exhale to down dog. And down dog is load bearing in the hands. You could always do it in your forearms. Lean up against a wall so that you're tilted by 90 degrees perpendicular. Inhale, lift high on your heels. Exhale, bend your knees deeply. Inhale, spin your tail up and press your armpits back toward your ankles. And exhale, drive your heels down. Take an inhale, bend your knees and look forward. And exhale, tiptoe up to the top of your mat. Hanging forward fold. So that's our first major large joint, the pelvis, folding, flexion. Hang your head. You might grab for opposite elbow with opposite hand and sway a little. You can definitely bend your knees. Notice what happens when you straighten your legs. And you do it by pressing your heels down through the action of your quadriceps, keeping your hamstrings engaged, your pelvis stacked. You always want to work by degrees. There's really no end to any action except for where our joints have their own bony ramifications. Next exhale or so, release your arms down. Inhale to halfway lift. Unroll from your middle back, a lot like cow pose. Stick out your tail, your heart. And exhale, forward fold. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhale, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. And exhale, fold deeply. 1 more time, follow your own breath through the length of the action. Bend your knees, sink your hips for Utkatasana, fierce pose. My feet are hips distance, stacking my heels under my hip sockets. You could be wider or closer. You take your arms out, forward, up. You might press your palms if your neck allows. Stick your tail out, exhale by exhale, and rock your weight back. So this is a backward bend. Sometimes that's why having the arms wide is so helpful. Good. Inhale to stand all the way up. Urdhva Hastasana, the arms up pose. And exhale. Samastitihi, let your arms come down to neutral standing. Now you could do your neutral standing again, any stance you like. You might have an idea about what neutrality is from some other physical practice or yoga practice. Sometimes even turned out feels more neutral to us, turned a little in. Experiment. Over time, you may cultivate your own sense of neutral or neutrals that you practice with. Now move a lot on one leg and balance. I encourage you to be very compassionate. You do some twisting and some other actions that sometimes throw our equilibrium off. And so I ask that you just continue to practice kindness and as much radical compassion for yourself and hopefully for me too as you can as we work our way through the thing. So stand on your left foot. Inhale to bend your right knee and lift your right thigh up. On your exhale, Digasana, send your leg back, your torso forward like a plane, like an airplane direction or a weather vane. Take an inhale. Exhale to bend your left knee and step your right foot to the back of your space. Now you might take some time to land and adjust. You might widen from right to left. Inhale to take your arms out, forward or up. Again, high lunge, crescent lunge, often called Anjaneyasana. On the exhale, bring your hands down. Let's step back to plank pose and bring your knees down. Take an inhale. Exhale, lower your chest and chin towards or on the earth. And always widen your hands out to get a little lower if it feels good. Inhale to cobra pose. Slide forward, drop your pelvis to the ground, peel your heart up. And exhale to child's pose. So press your knees down and come through that cow kind of shape as you exhale your hips back. Now, child's pose for some is quite cozy. Others, it can be kind of purgatory, uncomfortable compression. So you don't have to go all the way back. You can also stack your forearms or your fists to catch your chin or your forehead. Inhale to pull yourself forward, tabletop. Exhale, curl your toes, downward facing dog pose. Take a big free inhale through your nose. Open mouth, exhale, ujjayi. Inhale through your nose. Exhale through your nose. Step your right foot forward towards the space between your hands. Grab it and pull it up as you need to. Drop your left knee down, left hand down. Inhale, right arm up, twist to the right. Perhaps gaze upward as you twist. Now you can keep your knee and your shoulder quite close, or you can rotate them out. And think about those half and crescent moons of your hip sockets. Now you slide the arches of your body over each other. Exhale, two hands down, lift your back knee. Inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, step up, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, Utkatasana, bend your knees, sink your hips. Inhale your arms forward, outer up. This time, exhale your hands back by your hips like airplane wings, palms down, pinkies in, thumbs out. Inhale, circle them out to go up. Exhale to sweep them back. This time, inhale, circle out to go up. Stand up, Urdhva Hastasana, straighten your knees. Exhale, Samasthiti, stand on your right leg. Inhale, bend your left knee, lift your left thigh up. Exhale, Digasana, send your leg back. Now take your time. You can always bend your standing leg. I suggest leading with your lifted leg so your torso comes to follow. Take another big free inhale. Exhale, bend your right knee and begin to step your left foot back. You might have to adjust your feet. Sometimes if you're long of leg, a higher lunge, higher on the ball of your back foot, dropped into the front heel is helpful. You can tuck your tail, drop your right hip bone down to follow your right heel. Inhale to reach your arms up, maybe gaze up. Exhale, hands to the earth. And step back, downward facing dog pose this time. Inhale out into a plank. Exhale your knees to the mat, chest to the mat, maybe chin. And it's okay to sort of adjust if there's flesh in the chest that needs to move. Trying to be sort of towards the collarbones. Inhale, cobra. Pull your heart forward. Exhale, downward facing dog pose. Take a big free inhale through your nose. Open mouth, exhale, ujjayi. Now in down dog, the tail is high and the heels are low, but you could bend your knees and keep your heels lifted instead so that you can spin your tail up and extend your spine. Hang your head, let your neck be loose. You might even need to tuck your chin if you're very strong in that current of neck tension. Press your thumbs down and extend through your shoulders. Exhale, step your left foot forward. Drop your right knee down, right hand down. Inhale, twist to the left. Reach your left arm up, maybe gaze upward. Exhale, two hands down. Lift your back knee. Inhale, gaze forward. Exhale with one or many steps. Bring your right foot up to meet your left and fold deeply. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, Utkatasana, the fierce pose. Some people call it chair. Bend your knees, sink your hips down and back. Inhale your arms forward, outer up. This time, exhale, take them around the sides to go back to that wing position. You're welcome to lift your heels up if that feels interesting. Heels down, inhale, sweep your arms forward to go up. Exhale out, circle with your arms to bring them back. Maybe your heels rise. That's a tricky one. One more time, inhale and exhale. Inhale, reach your arms up, Urdhva Hastasana, stand all the way up. Exhale, Samastiti. All right, I'm going to do some transitions where we go from right to left into out. If you end up on the wrong leg, just switch, right? It's okay. So make sure you do everything on both sides and it feels balanced to you. Stand on your left leg. Bend your right knee. Inhale, lift your right leg up. Exhale, Digasana. Swing your right leg back, airplane pose. Take an inhale, and on your exhale, bend your left knee and step your right foot back. Inhale to take your arms up, high lunge, crescent lunge. Now do warrior two with the right leg as the front leg. So exhale, begin to pivot. I like to make a big circle with my right arm as I come all the way around. Bend into the right knee. Sink your hips. You might draw your navel back, the floor of your pelvis up, Uddiyana and Mula Bandha. It's okay to stick your tail out. Lots of different angles for the back foot in these warrior postures. Just make sure your knee doesn't feel torqued, you feel supported. Reach through your arms, inhale. Exhale your hands down to frame your front foot. Just now your right foot. Lift your left heel high. Inhale, one-footed downward dog. Take your right leg up and back. Exhale, bend your left knee and lower it down to the earth. You can walk your hands back under your shoulders. Inhale to reach your right leg back. Exhale, bring your knee to your nose. Tuck your chin around your spine. Inhale, reach your leg back. Exhale, knee to nose, round in. Inhale, reach it back. Exhale to round. Push the earth away with your thumbs. Inhale, reach your leg back. Exhale, this time bend your knee. The sole of your foot goes up to the ceiling. Flex your ankle. Make sure your two hips still relatively square to the floor. And begin to breathe as you pulse. Maybe little exhales. Your heel up. Squeeze your hamstring, your glute. Keep your low belly strong. Your shoulders soft and drawn down out of your ears if you can. Good. Inhale to reach the leg. Exhale, step your right foot forward and through between your hands. Good. Curl your back toes under. Lift your left knee up off the mat. Left hand down. Inhale, right arm up, twisting to the right once again. Think about lifting your left hip up even as you revolve to the right. Easing up if your neck allows. Take an inhale. Exhale, release. Two hands to the earth. Good. Inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, step forward and fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, Utkatasana. Bend your knees, sink your hips. Inhale, arms up. Or no, twist to the right. So you might exhale to twist with your upper body open. You might tilt and bring your left elbow to the inside of your left knee. You might bring your left elbow to the outside of your right knee. Your legs could be closer apart. You're welcome to fly your arms away or work towards binding your hands behind your hips. Exhale to release any binding and inhale back through center, Utkatasana. Still inhaling, stand all the way up. Exhale, Samastitihi. All right. Stand on your right foot. Inhale, bend your left knee, lift your left thigh up. Exhale, Digasana. Sweep your left leg back. Tilt your torso forward. Take an inhale. Exhale to bend your right knee and step your left foot way back. Inhale, arms up, Anjaneyasana, crescent lunge. Exhale, warrior two to the left foot, so you might swing it all the way around. Gaze out past your left arm. Settle low in your hips. Strong in the container of the basement because you're pressing down. Roof of your mouth, crown of your head, those upside down crescent moons going straight up. Take a big free inhale. Exhale your hands to the earth. Good, right hand down. Inhale, left arm up, twist to the left. And again, maybe right hip up, right leg very strong, even as you turn. Take another in-breath. And exhale, release. 2 hands down. Inhale, gaze forward, prepare. Exhale, step forward and fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, Utkatasana, bend your knees, sink your hips. Inhale your arms up. Exhale, twist to the left. In whatever way you twisted before. Remember that there's lots of different angles and ways to twist. Make sure you can breathe and you're not clenching your back teeth to do it. Things might be different from side to side. We often are different anatomically. Good, inhale back through center, Utkatasana. Still inhaling, stand all the way up. Exhale. Samasthiti. All right, we'll build into this a little and keep working low into your hips. Continue to be kind and flood your lower body with your awareness when you can. Stand in your left leg, inhale, bend your right knee, right thigh up. Exhale, Digasana. Inhale, standing L or split, 2 hands down, sweep your right leg high. Exhale, bend your left knee, step your right foot back. Inhale, high lunge. Flip your right palm up. Grab your right wrist with your left hand. Exhale, side bend the lunge over to the left. Good. Now as you do this, you're welcome to lean back or forward. You might think about keeping your pelvis somewhat front facing. Inhale up through center. Exhale, warrior 2 to the right foot. Good. Flip your right palm up. We've done a little bit of this recently. And inhale, reverse your warrior. Straighten through your right leg. And exhale to come all the way down and around. We're going to come to the side squat Skandasana to the right. So you'll rotate your left toes up to the sky and squat down over your right heel. Your heel might be lifted. You might need support with your hands. You're going to be strong in your left leg. If you don't need that support, you might take your arms out or up. You might reach through the length of your fingertips. Good. Inhale back up through. And exhale, wide-footed forward fold. Turn your toes in a bit, parallel your feet. And exhale to fold down. Now you might hang and dangle. You could grab the floor and push it away. Straightening your legs. Your legs are the strong frame, the structure. You're stretching the canvas of your body over. Perhaps of your spine over. Good. Inhale and roll your heart. Exhale, walk your hands over to your right foot. Good. Drop your left knee down. Inhale your right arm up. Twist to the right. You might reach back and grab for your foot. And quad stretch. And also grab for the pant leg. Grab for nothing. That isometric action is also good work in the body. Exhale to release. 2 hands down. Curl the back toes, lift the back knee. Inhale, standing L or split. Kick the sky with your left foot. Exhale, your left foot meets your right foot. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Utkatasana, bend your knees, sink your hips. Inhale your arms up. Exhale, bring your hands to heart center, prayer position, or to your hips. And we're going to hang the left ankle over the right knee thigh for figure 4. Sink your hips back and down. Lift your heart up. And flex your ankle, but really, if you feel like your knee is twisting, just slide further over with your foot. That way, you've got your tib fib, the bones of your leg, against the bones of your right thigh. You could take your arms out or up. You could gaze up. All right, here we go. Inhale, stand up. Take your left leg with you. And exhale, Badakanasana, sweep your left leg back. Take an inhale. Exhale, standing L or split, hands down. Kick your left leg up, inhale. Exhale, bend your right knee and step your left foot all the way back. Inhale, high lunge, flip your left palm up. Exhale, side body bend to the right. Good, inhale back through center, reach up. Exhale, warrior 2 to your left foot, turn it all the way around. Flip your left palm up and inhale, reverse warrior. Another side body bend. Straighten your left leg, turn your left toes in, and exhale. So let yourself fold all the way down through wide-footed folding. Let's go all the way over. Skandasana to the left. Turn your right toes up. It's a big circle. Laying the back of your right thigh down towards the earth. Some poses are more awkward for other people. Sometimes poses just get cut out as there's a huge part of the population that finds them awkward. I mean, it's okay to cut it out if you're one of those folks. Do something else. If the awkwardness really gets to you, remember, practice for being awkward. Awkward situations are part of our experience as well. Inhale to come back up through center. Turn your toes, feet parallel. Exhale, wide-footed folding. Might be the same variation or a different one. Good, inhale to unroll. Exhale, low lunge to your left foot. Walk your hands over. Drop your back knee down. Right hand down, inhale, left arm up, twist to the left. You might bend your back knee and reach for your foot, quad stretching. Exhale to release your hands down to frame your left foot. Curl your right toes, lift your right knee. Inhale, standing L or split. Kick up to the sky, down through your left heel. And exhale, 2 feet down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, Utkatasana, bend your knees, sink your hips. Inhale your arms up. Exhale your hands to the center. Shift your weight into your left foot and hang your right ankle over your left knee thigh. Stick your tail out, right? So we have a tendency to kind of pitch forward into our knee, mostly because there's so much tightness and resistance in our hips. They're so strong. As you rock your weight back and down, remember, as things go down, your breastbone, your sternum, the crown of your head, the roof of your mouth go up. And however you label the terms in your own body, which might be different than I label them in mine, remember to feel for how you're breathing and to notice what you're paying attention to. Good. Inhale to stand up and take your right leg with you. We're going to keep this train right on going. Exhale, Badakanasana, airplane. Take an inhale. Exhale to standing L or split. Inhale your right leg high. And exhale to step it way back. Inhale to take your arms up. High lunge, crescent lunge. Exhale all the way to warrior two, facing the right. Side angle pose. So you might bring your right elbow to your knee thigh, minimal load bearing, right? You might take it to the outside of your leg and press your knee out into your arm. To the inside of your leg and press your arm out into it. You take your left arm up or over. Inhale to reverse your warrior. Straighten your right leg. Turn your right toes in. Make a big circle. We'll go all the way into Skandasana one more time, all the way over to the right foot. Spin your left heel up. Inhale back into the center. Lift your hips. Exhale, wide-footed fold with any variety. Inhale like a halfway lift. Exhale, fierce goddess pose. Turn your heels and your toes up, bend your knees, sink your hips. Inhale, take your arms out or up. Your exhale, send your hips a little lower. Inhale, take your arms out or up. Exhale. One more time, inhaling and exhaling. Feel that rooted strength, your body responding with action. Inhale to stand up. Parallel your feet and exhale to fold. Inhale, half lift style. Exhale, low lunge to your left foot. Inhale, straighten your right leg. Low lunge to your right foot. My goodness, if you went to the left, come over, join me on the right. Straighten your right leg for half split, half Hanuman. Fold over your leg. And you can stay here. Some of you will slide more forward. If you like to do the splits of any kind, you want to try twisting. You could bring your right hand to your right hip, your left hand down to revolve. Twisting often requires us to get quite strong in the lower body so that we don't send ourselves off center to twist with the upper body. Think about twisting your pelvis in the opposite direction. You're twisting your torso. All right. You slid into a deeper split, slide back a little towards the half one. Inhale to unroll your heart. Exhale to bring your right hand on the inside of your right foot. Roll your right foot inner blade down. Pick up your left foot. Turn the whole shin bone at the knee. Slide forward a little bit. Negate pose and roll up as standing in this half kneeling, half almost like warrior two in the back leg action. Inhale, take your arms out or up. And exhale to side bend towards your right leg. You can slide your right hand down it. Press your hips from the ground beneath your right heel over to the left. Inhale back up through center. And exhale to tilt over to the left. Inhale to pick your right leg up if you wish. And exhale, bring your right elbow and your knee towards one another over the body. Inhale, reach your leg long, your arm long. Exhale, your elbow and your knee close. Inhale to reach. Exhale. Squeeze it in. Inhale to reach. All right, here's where it gets a little tricky. Exhale to bring your right hand down to meet your left. You're going to have to scooch a little. We'll end up in that positioning with the right leg lifted up and back. And take a big free inhale. And on your exhale, step your right foot forward between your hands. Good. Rise up, standing. You've done a little bit of this recently in these recorded classes as well. Bring your right hand to your right knee. You might cup the knee. You can't go that far forward. You might have to kind of lean forward or scooch back a little. Inhale to take your left arm up and exhale to back bend. Inhale to pull it back up. And exhale to release. 2 hands down to frame your right foot. Curl your back toes under. Lift your back knee up. Inhale, standing L or split. Exhale. Take an inhale. See if you can poke yourself up towards Badakanasana, the airplane pose. In your exhale, you might draw your left knee through and stand up with your left leg in front of you. And then again, we'll exhale to hang your left ankle over your right knee. Now you might stay here, you might twist, you might turn to the right. You could grab your foot with your left hand and bring your right hand to your right hip. You might feel like you have enough twistiness to bring your elbow or your arm outside the sole of your foot. Press your palms together and turn. Some of you might put your hands down and lift up right into arm balancing postures from here. I'm going to save demonstrating those for another day. Good. Inhale back up through center. Lift your left leg up. And exhale, Badakanasana. Take an inhale. Exhale to standing L or split. Good. Inhale to reach your leg up, and exhale, bend your right knee and step your left foot way back. Inhale to high lunge. Exhale, warrior two, all the way over to your left foot. Bend your left knee. Circle through your arms. And come into side angle posture. So it might be elbow to knee, arm outside or inside, so you get a bit of a back view of the action. Inhale to reverse the warrior. Straighten your left leg and keep on reaching to make a big circle. We'll go all the way over to the left foot for Skandasana. Squat down. Turn your right toes up. Inhale up through center. Parallel your feet. Exhale to fold forward. Now you might, when you're doing this, if you feel like your head is relatively close to the ground, for you it's all about hamstring flexibility. Draw your low belly in and try to bring your body through your legs. Sometimes grabbing behind the legs can give us pulling leverage. Pushing against the floor can give us leverage, etc. so on. Inhale to unroll your heart. Exhale to turn your heels in, your toes out. Drop your hips low. Goddess, Kali shape. Again, we'll inhale to circle through the arms. And exhale, settle your tail down and back. Inhale, keep your hips low as you raise your arms up, if available. No need to torture yourself or anything. Exhale, drop your arms down one more time. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, stand up. Straighten your legs and exhale to fold. Inhale, unroll like a half lift. And exhale, walk your hands over to your left foot for real this time. And drop your back knee down. We'll go ahead and inhale to straighten that left leg with a half split, half Hanuman, fold over. And again, you're welcome to twist. You twist to the left. You might put your left hand outside, your left leg on the ground, and use your right hand to twist and turn your torso. There might be other options. If you're one of the few students who might be working on this full split thing, you might try to turn and bring your right hand to your left leg, your left hand to your right leg behind, and twist from the shoulder. Be careful with yourselves, cramping in your lower back, etc. All right, inhale, unroll your heart, and you'll slide it back if you need to. Exhale your left hand to the inside of your left foot. Turn your left foot in and down. Pick your right foot up and turn your shin, right? Rise to standing and gate pose on one knee, shin, and one foot. Inhale to take your arms up overhead. Exhale to side bend to the left. Inhale to pick yourself back up. Exhale, tilt over to the right. You might pick your left leg up. Inhale your left arm over and exhale. Elbow, knee towards one another. Inhale to reach. Maybe even side bend. Exhale to contract. One more time. Exhaling. Inhale to reach it long. Exhale, pick up your right foot and turn your right foot back as your left hand comes down. All right. Reach your left leg back as you slide your hands under your shoulders. Inhale. Exhale your knee to your nose, round your spine. Inhale to reach it back. Exhale your knee in. Press the earth away. Inhale to reach. Exhale to round. Inhale to reach. This time, exhale, bend your knee, flip the sole of your foot up to the ceiling. You might remember this from the other side. We're thinking about 90 degrees, right? Sometimes it's nice to sort of dip the lower back and do things from there. You might really need to draw the belly in so the lower back doesn't take pressure. And begin to pulse up. Make sure your shoulders are relaxed away from your ears. Your standing right shin and top of foot feels stable for you. Take one more inhale to reach your left leg long and exhale to step your left foot forward and grab it and pull it up. Pretty short step. Climb up onto your left knee thigh. And again, you can shorten it even more if you like. Remembering to pull your heel and your knee isometrically towards one another on this diagonal. Left hand on the left knee. Take your right arm up. Inhale. And exhale to reach back. Maybe push forward through your knee into your hand. Inhale to rise. And exhale to release, 2 hands down. Curl your back toes, straightening both legs. Inhale, standing L or split. Kick up with your right leg. Take an exhale there. Inhale. Start to lift your upper body like a halfway lift. Badakanasana airplane. Soften your left knee and exhale. Begin to draw your right knee through. Inhale to stand up. Hang your right ankle over your left knee. Squat down. Now you might stay here. You might start to twist to the left. You could fly your arms away. And also sit your tuchus all the way down and work there. The figure 4 instead. All right. Ooh, inhale your way back up through center. Take your right leg with you. And this time we'll exhale to put 2 feet down, arms down. Inhale your arms up, Urdhva Hastasana. Not too much load bearing in the arms in this practice. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step your feet back. Chaturanga, lower halfway or all the way. Inhale, upward dog or choose cobra, strong legs. Exhale, downward facing dog pose. Eye the gateway between your hands. Inhale and exhale. Come to a seat. Take your legs out long in front of you. And pull the flesh out and back from underneath you. And come to Paschimottanasana. You might grab 2 peace sign fingers around each big toe. Thumbs point up. Inhale to unroll. Exhale, fold. Always do this with your knees bent or start with them bent so that you know as you kick through your legs, you're actively straightening as opposed to pulling with your shoulders. Breath by breath, draw yourself down. Inhale to unroll. Exhale to release. Roll to the outside edge of your right hip and begin to fold your left leg back. Won't do this for a super long period of time. You could stay in this sort of stag shape and there's pressure in your inner thigh, your knees kind of turned out. And you could bring to the top of your foot towards the earth. You're welcome to sit up on something. For a lot of bodies, you'll need to sit up on something. I don't have a super great amount of props to sit up on, so I often don't show it. It's okay to grab those props, even to take some time. We're working into the quads, so if this isn't for you, you could stand up and do that classic quad stretch, or come back to a lunge and stretch in that way. If you'd like a little more and you're here, you're welcome to go down and back. You're welcome to bend your knee and put the sole of your foot on the ground. Won't be here for a super long time, but you're welcome to head back if you like. As the sole of your foot's on the ground, you might even leave it on the ground as you climb yourself up. Put your hands down. You'll slide your right leg back or slide your left leg forward until we're in this long low lunge for lizard. Your left foot in front. You can take your hands and go underneath. Go behind your left leg if you wish. Fold down and over. Press up into your hands and climb up. Half pigeon. Walk your left foot over to the right. Now again, placing bolsters or like your household pillows or maybe a stack of really sturdy large books up underneath your hips. Padding is always nice. Might give you the space to do this without cranking your knee. Some of us have the range of motion either because of years of stretching or because just genetics put it that way. You're welcome to fold forward and down. If it feels like a lot in your knee, you might tuck your left heel closer into your right hip and keep turning your left knee out to the left, wider than your left shoulder. Hang your head if you wish. And press into your hands and lift your upper body if you lowered it to the outside edge of your left hip. And bring your right leg back around and forward. Bring the soles of your feet together for Badakanasana. Sometimes called butterfly. You can pull the flesh out and back from underneath you. Roll the soles open. Inhale. And exhale to fold. Inhale to unroll. And the exhale, draw your legs in close. Take your legs out long. We'll do the same thing. Roll to the outside edge of your right hip and fold your left leg. You might stay there with your foot kind of turned out and do that work to stretch. Roll to the top of your foot. And again, you might set yourself up on props. You can come down and back if you like. And bring the sole of your right foot to the earth. Really, when I do that, I lift my whole hip, whole pelvis up, whole hip region, and send it further over to the left. It's okay if your knee floats a little, just so long as you don't feel any pain. If you went back and down, draw yourself up. You might drag your head after your heart. Walk your hands forward towards your right foot. Curl your left toes under and slide your left leg back. Bring your right hand to the inside of your right foot and walk your right foot out. So if you've not done this lizard pose, I'll turn to face you a little bit. And always do it with your back knee lifted up. You can do it with the back knee down. Anytime the back knee is down, you're welcome to pad your knee if it feels bony against the floor. You could stay on your hands or props. You could come to forearms. Some of this is eventually working to hook our shoulder behind our knee. You might draw your shoulder or arm back there. Now I offer pigeon and this lizard or priestasana. You could always stay in one or the other. I find that a lot of people have a marked preference towards one posture or the other. Good. Get on out of there. Walk your right foot across the mat to the left. And these might be, again, quite different from side to side. You might know exactly where you're headed right away. Slowly draw yourself up, press into your hands, roll to the outside edge of your right hip, bring your left leg around in front. Bring the soles of your feet together. I'm going to do some abdominal work. As you do this work, I'm going to suggest working with your turnout, your thigh bones turning in and out. This is kind of turned out. This is parallel. Turned in would be, inner knees together, right, and feet starting to rotate out. It's a more limited range. So you can have your heels close or wide, usually a little bit wider than quite close is helpful. Take your arms out a little wider than shoulder distance. Turn your biceps up. You might bend your elbows a little, your palms up. Take an inhale, pull your heart forward. And exhale, as you round your spine to roll back, gather your knees and inner thighs together. You might bring the sides of your pinkies together too. Inhale, open your knees, pull your heart forward and up. Take your arms wide and exhale, round down and back. Inhale, pull it up. Exhale, pull it back. Now you could work with your feet together, or you could turn your heels together and your toes out as you go up. And you can keep doing this. Or you can try lifting your feet up too, inhaling wide and exhaling to press your legs long. Inhaling it wide and exhaling to press. One more time, inhaling and exhaling. Inhale it up, bend your knees, pull your heels in, press your palms. See if you can stay and just lift your heels up, your knees up an inch for 10. Exhaling as you do it. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Isn't it a fun countdown? Good. Take your soles of feet to the mat. You could have your knees bent, or you can take your legs out long if you like, feet together for an incline plank instead. Otherwise, hands behind your hips, 6 to 8 inches. Inhale, incline tabletop, reverse tabletop. Lift your hips up, hang your head back. And on your exhale, see if you can swing your hips back between your hands, maybe hovering above the ground, and then put them down. Fold forward, put your hands on the earth next to your legs. Tuck your chin and round your forehead towards your shins. Focus on your low belly, your low back rounding. Press your heels down and inhale, lift your hips up. Straighten your arms, push your thumbs down, and exhale your hips down. Inhale. Try to keep your face and your legs close, your heels on the ground, lift your hips up, and exhale to lower it down. One more time. This time maybe the option to lift your heels too. Inhale, lift your hips. Exhale, maybe lift your heels. Set it all down. Round down onto your back slow. Tuck your tail. Drag your head, drag your fingertips. Bend your knees, put the soles of your feet on the mat once more. Exhale to press your low back down, and inhale, lift your hips up. Low back, middle back for bridge, Setu Bandha, Sarvangasana. You might roll your shoulders together underneath you. You're welcome to come up into the high wheel or Urdhva Dhanurasana, upward bow pose is the classic name. You might put your hands on the earth next to your ears, thumbs point in, and come on up. Take 5 deep breaths where you are. Keep your chin tucked as you come on down. You might drop your knees from side to side once your tail is on the ground. Windshield wipering. Maybe you stop when both knees are to the left and twist. Take your right arm out to the right. Inhale your legs back up through center, and exhaling, drop them the other way. Send your left arm out to the left. Inhale your legs back into the center, and exhale to give them a good squeeze into your chest. And good head to rest. Take your legs long, your arms long. Go lay on your back in Shavasana. Some people feel better laying on their side or on their belly. You're welcome to that. Also go to a comfortable chair or bed or couch, etc. If you know you want to roll up to sit in meditation, feel free to do so. Spend just a little bit of time concluding our practice here, another 5 or so minutes. So if you know you want to turn off your video and just take your own time coming up and out, feel free to do that. If you know you want to stop the video and take even less time coming up and out, feel free to do that. If you're settling into rest, let your body come to neutral. Let your bones be drugged down by gravity, and let the rest of your body soften any resistance to that pressure. You might feel a floating buoyancy of release. If it feels better to keep your eyes open, pick a soft spot to gaze at. Otherwise, let your eyes softly close. Let any breath practice like ujjayi pranayama die down into natural involuntary breathing, even if at first it's a little held or choppy. As you reflect on your own experience through the patterns of time and change, through the moon coming and going, through the ages of yourself living and dying, you can just pay attention to the natural rise and fall of your unmanipulated breath. Every inhale creates the universe, and every exhale destroys it. And there's a half a millisecond at the height of full, at the depth of empty, in which we experience infinity and eternity floating between the change of time. Do your best to watch without manipulating. Anytime your attention draws away, just compassionately draw yourself back to paying attention to how things really are. I'll call you up and out. Until then, practice. Sahana vavatu, sahano bunaktu, saha viryam karavavahai, tejasti navaditamastu, mavit vashavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. If you're lying in rest or sitting in meditation and wish to remain that way, please do for as long as you'd like. If the time has come to return, go slowly into your felt physical experience, slowly into your breath, asking it to rise and fall with just a very soft and slow amount of purpose, just enough to bring yourself back towards waking existence. Slowly adding movement as you see fit to the extremes of the body, the fingers, the toes, the tip of the nose, the tongue and the teeth, the ankles and wrists. You might stretch out or up if you're lying on your back before gathering your knees into your chest, maybe rolling to one side and landing there for a while with your head and neck heavy before coming to a seat. So you can keep this sense, if any, of relaxation and peace within. It may have come from letting yourself soften for a few moments. You might then rise to a seat to finish. That's a closing chant in the lineage of Krishnamacharya from Mysore in the south of India, from which I have been taught yoga, is from that lineage in several different iterations. It means, may we, as a community that learns together, be protected. May we together know joy and ease. May our work together for the liberation of all be brilliant. And may our work seek to contribute to this happiness and freedom of all beings everywhere inside of the context of universality, non-dualism, and peace. I always want to bring up that it is noble to hold in the eye of your mind the hope for liberation, joy, and love for others. Sometimes the first liberation level that we have to meet is just to hope and wish for those things for ourselves. You have to at least believe, right, in the plausibility and the hope of your own liberation to do this kind of process-based practice of turning towards how things really are again and again. And my name is Alyssa. Use they, them pronouns. If you have questions for me, concerns, need to give feedback, it's okay to reach out to me. You can find more info at alyssayeagleyyoga.com. Alyssa Backmans is my Instagram handle. I don't post very much there besides about weekly class, etc. But if you do need to reach out to me, let me know. Otherwise, I appreciate getting to be a part of your independent work, and I hope that you are experiencing liberation, experiencing as much of the beauty of the world that you can, safely and well. And hopefully we will all see each other again soon. Thank you.